it's Shawnee. Welcome back. Guess who's in the office today? So, I have my makeup, yes, because I packed it in my bag last night. Let me show you my new bag. Look at how huge it is. It also has a laptop sleeve. I fit so much in here now. My other bag, sometimes I would use a book bag and blah, 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 but I just need I need like a suitcase. So that is from Base, B-E-I-S, and I love their luggage, and I love the bags that I've gotten from them so far, so I'm excited to have that. That's called the Work Tote. I know my friend Tracy also got one, and I think we're both trying it out today. Okay, so yesterday I was on the phone with my mother, and I was like, yeah, girl. Yeah, sometimes I call my mother girl. Yeah, girl, like, I need to make sure I get to the office early because if I get to the garage at a certain time, is $12 to park for the entire day. But if I get there after that time, it's $22. And I was like, I'm not playing with them. I know they're trying to scam us, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to get there early. Guess who did not get there early today? So it's going to cost me $22 to park in the garage today, which is awesome. And let me just tell you, you don't become a psychologist for the money. Okay? $22 to park is a lot. I'm going in with this Tarte Shape Tape Prime and Shape Tape Port and Prime Balm. I'm using that as an eyeshadow primer. So I got here later than I intended, and part of the reason was because I should have gotten gas last night, but I didn't, because by the time I realized I needed to put gas in the car, I had already taken my bra off, and you know, once you take your bra off, like, that's it. The day is done. Now, I have two Pat McGrath palettes with me. I have the Celestial Nirvana Nude Allure and Bronze Bliss. So this is Bronze Bliss, and this is Nude Allure. I think I will go with Nude Allure today. Oop, make sure I'm not hitting stuff. I also have to kind of hurry up. So I went to get gas this morning, and first I was like, should I get my coffee or should I get gas? And I was like, let's get the gas first so that when I get my coffee, I can just hop on the freeway, or the Beltway, as they call it here. And I think that's the Beltway. And then go ahead about my business. Oh, I said I was going to use the other one. Why don't we start with any, mini, miny, mo. Catch a tiger by his toe. If it hollers, let him go. Any, mini, miny, mo. This one. Okay. Went to get gas first. And I pull up to the gas station, and I have a mobile, like, app for one of the gas stations, like a Shell station or whatever, right? But the app wasn't working. I had to keep, like, signing in, and I'm like, I could have easily just paid a different way, but I was like, no, this is why I have the app, to make it easier. So then I finally get the app to work, and I put in the wrong pump number. I was at number 5, and I put in number 6. So then I had to drive around to number 6, and I tried to use the app again because it wasn't like the gas wasn't coming out of the pump, and it's like the gas pump is in use. And I'm like, I know, I'm the one that's trying to use it. And it just, it took so much longer than it should have. And then I still had to go get my coffee, as I wouldn't be functioning if I didn't have coffee. Went to go get my coffee, and then got on the road. And then, like, the traffic was just, in those few minutes, the traffic got worse. So I got here like 1 minute past the time from when the charge switches from 12 to 22. 1 minute. And I'm like, that's what you get. That's what I get for yesterday being like, yeah, girl, I'm gonna get there early. Rolling up here, and now I'm paying the $22. Like, I'm not even fooling with myself today. And then, so I had to leave my key with them because I had to park behind someone. Let me see. But I'm trying to make sure I check my phone because so when was it? Last week? Yeah, approximately a week ago. My door broke. Now, not the door that has the new smart lock installed. There's like a storm door, which I didn't even know what a storm door was until I moved to this area. So it's like that first door that's usually like glass, and then you have your like regular home door. Anyway, mine has been jacked up for a while. Like, everybody always complains about it. And they're like, why is it so hard to close? Because it gets stuck, right? And I'm like, you just gotta jiggle it. Why is that always our response? Just jiggle it and it'll work. Jiggle. So you just jiggle it, right? But somebody broke my door, right? Because I don't know if they pushed it out too hard or something. It was someone coming to do a service at my house, and they broke the door, and they told me. And I was like, you know what? So I'm not going to use you anymore for this service because first, y'all, they broke my toilet seat before. This is like a cleaning service. Broke my toilet seat. Then just like little things. They like closed the door and had Rose in the basement. I'm like, this her house. She don't need to be in the basement. Just like little things. I feel like they've gotten a little too comfortable. So they were like, oh, don't even trip though, we can fix it. Because I sent them pictures like, you know you did this, right? I ain't heard one word from them after that. Not one word. So I'm like, you know what? Okay, I'm not even going to trip. I am just going to go about and fix it myself. So I was planning, like, it was in the works. It was in the plan. Did I put primer on this eye? I don't know. I don't remember, but I feel like it's not as bright as this other one. So. Okay. Because I'm just like all over the place right now. So I was like thinking about, okay, I'm gonna get this fixed, you know, just give myself some time, figure it out. And I'm like, who do you call to fix a door or whatever? And I realized, you know what, I might as well just get a new one because it was like broken before it was really broken. And then a week ago, a glass pane on the door just fell out. So I come home and it's just like on the porch. And I try to reattach the glass pane and I broke a nail. And I was like, so I'm just going to live with a broken door for right now. So I proceed to lug the glass pane because it's a lot like heavier than I thought it was gonna be. So I lug that inside. So right now it's just inside the house like a decoration. I lug that inside and I start calling different places to figure out how to get the door fixed. And Boo is like, call Lowe's or Home Depot. So I start with Home Depot, and I get like a few calls back from, I guess, their third party contractors. And one place is like, they just sound unprofessional. I'm like, listen, if I wanted someone unprofessional to put this door in, I would do it myself. So another place called me and they're like, okay, so we'll get you an estimate. So a couple days later, they get me an estimate and they're like, it's $350 to put the door on and you have to provide everything. And I'm like, we're going to use two options. Either one, I'm just going to live with this glass pane inside my house and a broken door, or I'm going to do it myself because I'm not paying you $350. Are you serious, Pat McGrath? Like, that's how they're acting. They're acting like, I'm going to give you this little thing, but I'm going to charge you a lot. No, we're not going to play that game. So I finally get a call back from Lowe's, and this was the Home Depot people, and they're like, oh, super simple, we can do it for you. And I was like, so how does this work? Do I like have to come, do I have to bring the measurements? Because I like, what am I, do I use a ruler? Do I use tape? I don't even understand. And the guy's like, don't even worry, we got it. So I'm also calling in between clients. So I have 10 at most 14 minutes in between clients to really try to organize this, right? I'm gonna go in with the mat that's in here. And so Home Dude is like putting me on hold and he's like, let's see if we have you in the system. They don't have me in the system. Even though I have purchased things from Lowe's before, but they don't have me in the system. So he has to get all of my information. Of course, he doesn't get it correctly the first time. So then he has to get it again. So while he's doing that, I'm texting my client like, hey, let's start 5 minutes later. I'm on the phone trying to get my door fixed. Ha ha. And client's like, okay, cool, whatever. So finally, Home Dude gets all the information and he's like, you have to put a down payment down and then they'll call you. And I'm like, are you kidding me? So I'm like, okay, here's my information. And this was like Friday. And he's like, they'll call you in 7 to 14 days. What is with these time frames? They're like, we'll hopefully call you before you retire. Like, come on. But so then I get a call, I think 2 days ago, and they're like, hi, we're calling about your storm door replacement. And I'm like, oh, well, Lowe's is taking care of it. And they're like, well, yeah, we're the third party contractor for Lowe's. And I'm like, okay. And they're like, just trying to figure out a time to come. So basically, they're going to come to my house. They're going to measure the door, or they're going to measure whatever to figure out the size of the door I need. Then they're going to give that information to Lowe's. And then for Lowe's, I then just have to go pick out a door. And then the people, I guess at some point I call them, or I don't even know, they will go, I think they'll pick up the door, because how am I going to get it home? And then they'll put the door on. Like, why is this such trials and tribulations? Like, why? I don't understand. I don't understand. My whole intent was to get here a little earlier so I would have a bit more time to get ready. And, like, I don't, because I have someone coming in. And then, do you know the other thing that I realized the other day? I was on the phone with my niece, who just turned 25 on Christmas Eve, and she was like sick on that day, so it was a terrible way to bring in her 25th birthday. I was on the phone with her and listening to her talk, and I was like, oh my god, we sound like the Kardashians. Like, if my niece said like one more time, I was going to hang up on her. But I was also like That's how I speak. So it's really not even something that we're putting on. This is literally just how we speak. And I was looking at this creator who's like imitating the Kardashians, and I'm like, is she imitating me? Because we speak the same. Except I think I have a little bit more life behind my eyes than they do. But also, if I had all that money, I probably wouldn't have no life behind my eyes either. I'm going to go in with this primer. This is the Fenty Pro Filter Instant Retouch Primer. Like, I'm just so irritated that I got here later than I anticipated. And then, let me tell you the other then, and this is where you're probably going to think of me as a Scrooge, but one of, like, I provide therapy services for some of the queer students, students of color, lots of like marginalized students for this one university, right? I'm like on contract with them. And I guess they wanted to send me a holiday card, but they didn't put my suite number for my office on there, so it got sent back. So they've been calling to ask me the correct address. I'm going in with the Pro Filter foundation from Fenty. They've been calling to get the address, and I haven't been responding because I'm like, don't send me that card. I don't want it. Is there any money in it? Because if there isn't, don't send it to me. Just keep it, all right? They keep calling and calling, and my office manager is like, you know, there's a message for you from these folks. They want to get the correct address. And I was like, you can feel free to call them back because I'm not going to, because I don't want the card. Like, I don't want it. I feel like it's a waste of paper. I actually don't necessarily appreciate when people send me holiday cards, especially, this is where the Scrooge part is going to come in, but especially if it's like a photo of their family. What am I supposed to do with this? Do I put this on my tree? Do I like put it up on the mantle? What do you want me to do with it? It's your family. It's not even mine, you know? Like, what do you guys do with those cards? I honestly, like, maybe because I grew up we didn't do those family holiday cards where you're telling everyone like what little Johnny did this year and what vacations you all took. I'm like, we were poor. We didn't take vacations. Like, do you want a rundown of the lack of things I did this year? So I was like, I don't want the card. Like, they can keep it. Like, is there a gift? Is there a gift in there that's not like an ornament of, you know, a picture of the school? Like, is there anything in there that I need to do my job? Because if not, you can seriously keep the card. I appreciate the thought that you put into thinking that I want one. And now, why are you giving me one all of a sudden when I've been providing services for your students for like 3 years, okay? So they saw that I wasn't answering the phone call, and I guess my office manager didn't call them back because I was like, I literally don't care. And so then they emailed me. That's how you get me. If you email me, I'm probably going to respond because I've constantly got my email up during work hours because sometimes clients need to email me really quickly or something. So I responded and I was like, well, you guys didn't put the suite number on there. Suite number is literally on all my communication with you, but okay. So now I get to expect some sort of holiday card from this university that I don't send me that card, please. And my sister was like, yeah, you definitely are a Scrooge. But I'm like, what am I gonna do with putting people's photos up on my mantle? Like, we don't even look alike. Like, I don't even get those from my own family. I don't get those holiday cards, but I will definitely get those from like friends and colleagues. And I'm sorry if you have sent me one. Thank you so much. But don't feel like you have to send it next year or this year or whatever. Like, first of all, I already see you on social media. I already see what you're doing. I decided to use a sponge today because I used a sponge yesterday. Man, I forgot my bronzer and stuff. But remember, I still have my stuff that I left in my office because I'm so smart. Ooh. Oh, thank Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. All right. So let's do some concealer. Can't believe it. No, I can believe it. Because I feel like this is just going to be a day. Can you tell when you wake up, like, if it's going to be a day, you know? Like, first of all, I woke up at like 5:30 because I hear this loud, like, rattling noise. And I'm like, WTF? Like, what is that? And I'm thinking, like, is it my thermostat? Is that, like, going out or something? Like, it just sounds like, imagine you get one of those, salads that are in like a bowl, like a plastic bowl, and you know when you shake the salad up and you know that that sound that it makes, that is the sound that I'm hearing. And I'm like, what is happening? Like, is it the TV? Is it like, who is it? What are you doing? And it's 5:30 in the morning. And so I'm like trying things out to see, like, is it the thermostat? Where's Rose? Is she making that noise? All this stuff, right? And I realize it's my neighbor across the way. My neighbor is up at 5:30 in the morning doing some sort of construction project on their house. And I'm like, you couldn't have waited an hour? Like, even 30 minutes? You couldn't wait? Like, the sun ain't even up yet. It's pitch black outside. And you're literally outside my window. So I started the morning off irritated, you know? I started the morning off irritated. I feel like I need coffee today. Like in an IV. I need like a coffee drip. I cannot believe I got to the parking garage a minute later than. Oh, and cut to me trying to get out of the car, and I get my hair like stuck on my bag. Then once I snatch that off, I get my hair stuck like on top of the like the ceiling, the roof of the car. I was just like, wow. Like, this is a comedy for the masses right now. I'm using the Fenty powder. So I'm going to go in with this NYX Wonder Stick. I'm going to use the contour part since I forgot my bronzer and contour. And I have this blush that I'm gonna use. We're still just using the sponge for the whole face. Okay, so here is the finished look. I am really enjoying using a sponge again. I'm also really enjoying these smaller 5 pans from Pat McGrath. I feel like they are much more travel friendly than her larger packaging for sure, but even her like quads, I just think because these are like cardboard, I feel okay like having them in my bag without them possibly breaking. So I'm kind of thinking of getting the other ones, the Star Wars one she has. I don't care about the packaging of those. I would be fine if they were plainly packaged like these, but I kind of do want them. So let me know what you think, and I need to go ahead and get ready for my day. So I hope that this was helpful, and I hope that you are taking care of yourself. Be sure to like the video, and also feel free to subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.